time it's not. All right. Sometimes you got to chill out and use these heathen to your advantage while they alive and well. All right. Like I'm gonna show you examples. One right here, and I'm gonna keep reading other scriptures. The scripture says this now. If I can. It says this. Wherefore David said unto the Gibeonites, what shall I do for you? And wherewith shall I make the atonement that ye may bless the inheritance of the Lord? All right. And the Gibeonites said unto him, we will have no silver nor gold of Saul, nor of the house, neither for us shalt thou kill any man in Israel. And he said, what what ye shall say, that will I do for you. And they answered the king, the man that consumed us and that devised against us, that we should be destroyed from remaining in any of the coasts of Israel. Let 7 men of his sons be delivered unto us, and we will hang them up unto the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, whom the Lord did choose. And the king said unto them, I will give them. All right, so Saul made a deal with these heathen to deliver up men from the house of Saul, and so the Lord could end the famine that he brought on Israel because of the ill dealings that Saul had with some heathen. All right. Now the scripture says this, verse 6. Verse 7. But the king spared Mephibosheth, who was the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because the Lord's oath that was between them, between David and Jonathan, the son of Saul. But the king took the 2 sons of Rizpah, the daughter of Allah, whom she bare unto Saul, Armoni and Mephibosheth, Saul, and the 5 sons of Mishar, the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Meholathite. And he delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them in the hill before the Lord. And they fell all 7 together and were put to death in the days of the harvest, in the first days in the beginning of the barley harvest. All right. So David had to deliver up the children of Benjamin, okay, to heathen, all right, to make things right with the Lord. All right. That's our history and that's the scriptures. Okay, if you want to say David was going off, then you can make that proclamation on your own time. All right, but I'm here to present the scriptures to you. Now, let's go to Deuteronomy 15:5 real quick. The scripture says this: only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day. For the Lord thy God blesses thee as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow, and thou shalt reign over many nations, and they shall not reign over thee. All right, so while we reigning over these other nations, any prosperity or blessing that they have or get, they supposed to get it from us. All right, we're not just gonna be chopping their heads off and killing them forever. All right. Okay. Just like we ain't gonna be blessing them and being nice to them all the time and forever. But like I said, I'm teaching you a balance. All right. Before anybody jump up and try to say, oh, that guy is trying to justify the heathen. He loves the heathen now. All of a sudden, he's bugged out. All right. Before anybody said, because, all right, you gotta do all things to the subverting of the hearers. And some brothers might be confused, all right, when they hear one person saying this and one person saying that. So somebody has to have a balance and come in between and present scriptures, all right? And I want to say shalom and peace to them brothers down in Florida. All right, Shai Ta'ala in his camp, Shil Ta'el, whatever for short, all right, on their last series, man. Part 1 is a classic video, man. And them brothers bring out scriptures, man, all right? Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether they right, whether they wrong, they go and present to you the scriptures. All right. You got brothers out here making videos. All right. And they bring out 3 scriptures and think they done slaughtered some doctrine. or they done slaughtered some man of the Lord, or they done exposed somebody because they brought out one scripture and they got a 6-minute video. Okay, you ain't gonna never see nothing over here at Truth or Die with us. All right, bringing out no 2 scriptures and trying to cancel out all the scriptures that somebody else done brought up against us. All right, because let me read you this for edification. This is Ecclesiasticus 42 and 23. All these things live and remain forever, for all uses, and they are all obedient. All things are double one against another. He hath made nothing imperfect. One thing establishes the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory? All right, so the same thing applies with the scriptures, man. All right, and let me read you this real quick concerning the scriptures. This is 2 Timothy 3 and 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that a man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. All right, so you can't pull a scripture and cancel out 5 other scriptures. All right, now back to how some of our forefathers dealt with the heathen. This is 2 Samuel 15 and 17. The scripture says this: and the king, talking about King David, the Most High King David, Allah Yawan Malak Dawud. All right, they called him the Most High King David. All right, the scripture says this: and the king went forth, and all the people after him, and tarried in a place that was afar off. All right, this is when he fled from Absalom, his son. And all his servants passed beside him, and all the Kerethites and Pelethites and all the Gittites, 600 men, which came after him from Gath, passed on before the king. All right, now who were the Cherethites and the Pelethites? They were the personal bodyguards and personal special force that guarded and did the bidding of the King David. All right, so he had some heathen be his special force, air force, and his bodyguard. All right, like Saddam Hussein had the Republican Guard, our King David had the Perethites and the Cherethites, and they were from the seed of Ham. They were heathen. All right, but what did David do in dealing with them? He used them. Okay. The scripture says this. We're going to read to verse 22. Then said the king of Ittai the Gittite, wherefore goest thou also with us? Return to thy place and abide with the king, for thou art a stranger and also an exile. All right, he was talking to this Hamite, King David. Scripture says this: whereas thou camest but yesterday, should I this day make thee go up and down with us, seeing I go whither I may? Return thou and take back thy brethren. Mercy and truth be with thee. All right. And Ittai answered the king and said, as the Lord liveth, and as my lord the king liveth, surely in what place my lord the king shall be, whether in death or life, even there also will thy servant be. All right. And David said to Ittai, go and pass over. And Ittai the Gittite passed over, and all his men, and all the Ittite ones that were with him. All right. Now, real quick, let's also go to 1 Samuel 22 and 1. Another way that David, who was one of our most glorious kings, and he was also the bloodiest king. So if anybody knew about killing these heathen, it was King David. And this is another example how he dealt diplomatically and righteously with some heathen. All right, because it was to his advantage. This is 1 Samuel 22 and 1.